My name is Bartos. I'm assistant curator here at the Franklin Park Zoo in the Hooves and Horns area. My experience training dogs has led me to work with a lot of wildlife. I met Dr. Laurie Marker, who's director and founder of the Cheetah Conservation Fund, and started to talk to her about using dogs in conservation. Cheetahs are the most endangered of the big cats in Africa. Their numbers have dropped by 90% over the past few decades. My work with DCF involves training the very first scat detection dog ever for the Cheetah Conservation Fund. I didn't know at the time that this was a thing that even existed. So I did a bunch of research and found out that it is something that has been growing in the conservation field, using dogs to find many different things. They find scat, they find wildlife, they find eggs. There are dogs that are whale scat dogs that go out on boats and can scent whale scat. It's amazing what a dog can do, and they've done a lot of research on the acuteness of a dog's scenting ability, and they could tell the difference between, for example, a kit fox and a red fox with like 100% accuracy. The dogs have no problem doing this. Researchers have started to realize that dogs' noses are so acute that they can detect things that we can't even imagine. They can go out in the field and find scat from a specific species where to us it all looks the same, and we have to bring in the samples to do expensive testing to determine which species it is, while a dog can tell you that immediately. And Finn is the dog. We take Finn out in the field. Finn is trained to find cheetah scat. He goes out with a team. We bring a GPS pointer. He goes out. We do collect in a very precise way. He's not allowed to touch the sample, and the people are not allowed to touch the sample. They're collected, and they also get a GPS point, so they know exactly where that sample comes from. And they can do many different things with scat. They can extract DNA and determine exactly which animal that scat came from. And with the GPS points, they get very precise home ranges for a lot of cheetahs, which is very important if you're working on saving habitat. You need to know how much habitat do you need to save, because the habitat that we save for cheetahs is not just used by cheetahs, it's used by many, many, many species. And then the other thing they can do is even simpler, is they can extract hair from the scat and determine what species this animal has been eating. So if a farmer has lost livestock and they're blaming it on cheetahs, we could get cheetah samples, because we could bring the dog out to the farm, the dog can find the samples, they bring the samples back and they can analyze them, and they can say in this cheetah scat there is no goat fur, there's only steenbok or something like that. And so it helps save cheetahs also by kind of a go-between between the cheetahs and the farmers. We're just a piece of it. We're just a little cog in the big machine of conservation. So every bit of information Finn's work provides goes into the big pool of things we've learned about cheetahs. And it also ties into the work that people do at zoos, because captive cats are just as critical to saving wildlife as wild cats are. Because a lot of the research that is being done was initially done on captive cats. We can understand the blood values, because we can easily train our cats for blood draws, but you can't necessarily get that in a wild cat. But you can get blood values, you can maintain weights, you can do closer observations, you can watch young ones grow, and you can get growth rates. There's a lot you can do with captive cats, so a lot of the work we do here at zoos is critical as well to play into the conservation of various species, including cheetahs. For us at the zoo, it's important for us to get in touch with the community and the people and teach people about animals and conservation, and inspire the next generation, inspire people to take what we've done and go further with it.